Hello everyone, this is national bestseller How Come No One Told Me That by Prakash Iyer. Chapter 11. It's all in the mind. Do the right thing and don't worry about what people will think. In any case, most people are too busy doing their own thing. They don't really have time to waste thinking about you. Yet we worry and we try and live our lives to someone else's script. We try and march to someone else's tune. Bad idea. Do what you do best. Do it your way and give yourself your best chance to succeed. What will people think? If you're a basketball fan, you have probably heard of the Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt was an all time great NBA basketball player. Standing tall at over 7 feet, he had several records to his name. He was the first player to score over 30,000 points in his career. He held the record for the highest number of points in a season. And in a historic game in March 1962, Wilt scored 100 points, becoming the first player to score 100 points in a game, an achievement that remains unmatched to date. Wilt was a great basketball player, but there's a lesser known aspect of his game that holds interesting lessons for us. Despite a career average of over 30 points a game, Wilt had a problem, a chink in his arm. He was very poor with free throws. Imagine, here was a player who could get past defenders with ridiculous ease. A player who could score points from all over the court, and yet he would struggle to put the ball through the hoop from 15 feet and with no defender to obstruct him. His free throw conversion rate was 50.1%, a terrible number when you consider that an average in an NBA was about 75%. So, what is a free throw in basketball? When a player is fouled or unfairly obstructed from taking a shot at the basket, he gets a free throw. It's a chance to take a shot at the basket from 15 feet with nobody from the opposition team allowed to come in the way. Simple. Most players have a somewhat similar routine when they take a free throw. They line up at the designed spot, they hold the ball at the eye level, and then with the palm placed at shoulder height, they aim for the basket. That's what most players do. Most players. Not Rick Barry, another all time great. When it came to free throws, Rick had a very different technique. He preferred to hold the ball between his knees and throw it underhand. Yes, you read that right. Underhand. Perfectly legal, but a method shunned by most big name players. The method was derisively referred to as the granny style, but for Rick it was effective. His career free throw percentage was phenomenal, 89.3% with a high of 94% in one season. Granny style, but very, very effective. With a free throw percentage of under 50%, Wilt was desperate to find new ways to improve that number. In 1962 season, he decided to give Rick Barry's underhand method a try. And it worked. His free throw conversion rate improved. And it also helped him score a record-breaking 100 points in a single game. In that famous game, he converted 28 of the 32 free throws attempts he made, a conversion rate of 87.5%, all done underhand, granny style. You have had a thought that after switching to the underhand technique and finding success, Wilt would have stayed with it for the rest of his career and improved his career conversion rate thereafter. Well, he didn't. Next season, he went back to the shooting overhead, not underhand. And his conversion rate slipped again from 61% in the previous season back to about 50%. Why did he do that? Why would a great basketball player pass up a technique that improved his game? Hear it from Wilt. I felt silly and said Wilt. I felt like a sissy. He must have wondered what will people think. And because he felt that way, he went back to a better looking but less effective technique. Many of us fall into this trap. We put looking good ahead of being effective. We care too much about how it looks or about what people will say. And in the process, we compromise our effectiveness, our own greatness. Being aware of the Chamberlain way, we make a difference for individuals as well as for businesses. I'm reminded of the breakfast buffet at my favorite hotel chain. Like most hotels, they too offered a wide assortment of teas to choose from. There were exotic teas handpicked from around the world. You were spoiled for choice as you would be in most of the better hotels. But did all those expensive teas make for a great tea drinking experience? Not quite. And then the hotel came up with an idea. They started offering ready made tea, the way it is served on the streets of India in cheap looking cutting chai glasses, with milk and sugar, and ginger and cardamom too. It was an instant hit. Suddenly, everyone wanted it. They even had a man dressed as a roadside vendor go around the coffee shop on his bicycle, and he was very soon the most popular guy at the breakfast buffet. You couldn't help thinking, how come no other hotel thought of this before? It was not that the hotels didn't know that Indians loved their tea this way, but something was holding the hotels back. He could have a five-star. How could a five-star hotel serve the kind of tea that you would find at any roadside stall? Wouldn't that look good, would it? What about our brand image? It was too down market for a five-star hotel. No. And then one hotel decided to try it. And by God, it worked. Cutting chai is now a regular feature in many five-star hotels. Good lesson to remember. Some of the best ideas are sometimes not so sexy, not so cool. It's tempting for us to prioritize what looks good over what works well. We worry about what people will say, what they'll think, and we end up choosing the suboptimal option. Are you sometimes guilty of doing that too? Are you compromising your effectiveness only to look good or to please people? Think about that. Don't let that happen for you. Feeling like a sissy may not be such a bad thing after all. We put looking good ahead of being effective. We care too much about how it looks or about what will people say. And in the process, we compromise our effectiveness, our own greatness. That's it for chapter 11. See you in the next one.